pussy, if you will.
All right, what is going on, guys? Today we are doing something that we haven't done in a little bit of time, and it is a what happened to. Now, there was a point in my YouTube journey where these were like the only videos I was making. I remember I was putting them out like all the time. That was a little earlier in the year, kind of towards like the beginning of the year. I was going hard on them. You know, what happened to the rise of, like, I was just doing them all over the place, and they were fun. They were fun to make, but then I just kind of, I don't know, I stopped making them. I ran out of people that seemed like interesting and that felt like they really deserved one. But today I have found another one. You know, this harkens back to, you know, truly all of the guys out there watching this video, which is pretty much everybody. You know, I'm sure that you saw this video and thought, oh yeah, I remember this one. And you know, I'm in the same boat. You know, I remember her too. And that is, of course, because today we are talking about Tara Babcock. Now, what happened to her? Where did she go? You know, why did she kind of fall off? I don't really know, but we're going to be talking about it. So, you know, maybe we'll find out. We'll uncover the pieces together, and yeah, we'll find out. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into the video. So what prompted me to make this video? Well, actually, you know, weird kind of thing to say, but I actually found her. I rediscovered her, I guess. I had completely forgotten about her probably since about the age of 14. You know, that was probably like the last time I watched her, but I found her again on a Get Germanized video. Now, I'm sure 100% of you guys, or at least, you know, a good majority of you guys will not know what Get Germanized is. It's pretty much these two dudes, and they, you know, teach you German and stuff and react to other people speaking. I mean, it's useful for me because I'm in the process of learning to, you know, speak German. But so basically they were reacting to her speaking German, and shockingly, she's actually quite good at speaking German. You know, I gotta hand it to her. Like, she is actually pretty surprising.
Hallo, wie geht's? Ich heiße Fräulein Babschwanz und ich liebe deutschen Männer. Und Schwanz. So for those of you that don't know, that roughly translates to, hi, what's up? I'm Miss Babcock and I love big veiny German cock. Obviously.
But you know, basically found that, saw that, and thought, wow, dude, I haven't heard of this girl in a long time. So I looked up her channel, and it wasn't as big as, you know, I might have thought that it was going to be. It was still, you know, fairly small. It's still under 1 million subscribers, which is kind of strange, especially for a channel that started in 2013 and had, you know, relative success. Like, typically channels created around that time that have had, you know, relative success are normally bigger. Now, I know I can't really talk. I'm sitting here, I just hit 400 subscribers, which is awesome, by the way. But, you know, obviously it's like my channel says that it was started back in like 2017 or 18 or something, and you're sitting here going, oh, well, what have you been doing? You know, but so I don't really have a whole lot of room to talk and, you know, make fun of the small growth. But, you know, it is a little weird to see, and you would expect it to be a lot higher than I think it is. And the Social Blade, which I've actually finally learned how to look up people on Social Blade. I know it's crazy. I've actually finally given meat to these kind of videos, and I'm not just speculating on absolutely nothing. Her Social Blade doesn't look amazing. So basically at the end of 2019, pretty much, she was averaging out at about 1 million views a day. It was a little less. It was more like 700,000, but, you know, close to that 1 million view a day range. And there were a couple good days towards like the beginning of 2020, but then it just kind of started falling off. And now today she's only at like 300,000 views a day, which, I mean, is still a ton of views. Don't get me wrong. Like, if my channel was hitting that, I would be over the moon. But it is weird to go from 1 million to, in the span of like, you know, 2 or 3 years, down to 300,000. You know, that's definitely not, you're not growing there. You're, you know, shrinking. I don't know why that word feels so weird, but yeah, I guess shrinking. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened there. Definitely not cool to see the views go down like that, but There's also the subscribers. Now, the subscribers are interesting because Social Blade subscriber counts got weird with YouTube's whole, kind of blocking Social Blade off from that thing. It's kind of weird, and I don't really know how much I trust the subscriber counts on Social Blade anymore, or at least like the graphs. But, there's still a pretty clear line to where even if there is some inconsistency, we can see that it's not going great with a lot of these sitting at 0 subscribers gain. Now, I don't think that Social Blade can actually monitor that closely, which is why it says 0, because under a certain number, Social Blade, I'm pretty sure will just register it as 0, even though it might not be. But, there's a couple days here and there where it hits 1,000, but it's like off and on. It's like every other day. So a lot of days we could see, or a lot of months, I don't really know, a lot of weeks. I'm not really entirely sure how Social Blade measures everything like this. Like I said, I haven't really used Social Blade for many of these videos except for this one. And, we could just see, like, obviously the subscriber rate is not going great. And that's probably why she's still only at 400,000 subscribers, given how old and how kind of, iconic the channel is. Like, I feel like a lot of people on YouTube, or at least that have used YouTube for a while, a lot of people like my age and stuff like that, probably know of who she is. And so it's interesting to see the subscriber count so low still. That's basically my point I'm trying to make. But, there could be some reasons. Now, I know, like, pretty recently, like in the last couple months or whatever, she's been making kind of videos saying like, oh, I don't know what's happening, or just, like update videos where they're just kind of like, this is what's going on and this is what's happening. Now, I didn't watch all of those. I know, terrible. I'm very misinformed in this video. I didn't stick around for the whole, 24 minutes for each video. I just kind of took a look at the beginning and, what's going on, and just to see her general attitude, because like I said, I probably haven't watched her in like 3 years. So, just to get a feel for that general like attitude and kind of what's going on. And it's not amazing. It's not like, for example, how I would talk about my channel. Like, if I was given an update, I would be like, oh, everything's going good. I have a lot of goals. This is happening. I have videos planned. I'm doing this and this, like fairly positive. Like, a lot of my updates have been. Her tone is not exactly that. It's kind of a worn out sort of thing. Like, she started off one of the videos by basically just going like, oh, I just finished recording 3 videos, so if I look worn out, then, that's why. Which, don't get me wrong, being somebody who makes videos, I obviously don't film myself, so it's a little easier. I mean, I could honestly be recording this naked right now, nobody would know. I can be in the comfort of my bed, I can go wherever and like record these. It's basically no problem at all. But it does wear you out. It wears even me out. If I'm recording 3 videos, my voice starts dying, you can hear it. And it doesn't sound great. It hurts. It actually hurts my voice. My voice starts getting, hoarse and stuff. But, so I do understand, like, you can be kind of exhausted, especially if you're on your 4th video of the day or something like that. But even still, just the way that she talks, she's like, oh, I'm going to be busy on weekends. And, it was kind of like a making excuses sort of thing. I don't really want to say that because that's not really what it was. But it was kind of like, oh, well, if you don't see these things, then it's because I'm doing this and this, and I'm busy here, and I'm doing this, and I'm busy, and, this and this and that. And it's like, it's understandable because obviously people live lives outside of YouTube, hate to break it to you guys, but not every YouTuber just lives in your computer, like, there to make videos for you. They obviously do other things also. But it is kind of strange, especially when she considers YouTube her more than part-time job. It's, it's, it's kind of like, like, is it really what's going on? Now, one of the big reasons for this, I think, is because, let's be honest, she was an OnlyFans creator before OnlyFans ever existed. And now my dog is barking, so I do apologize for that. But with her being kind of like this OnlyFans creator before OnlyFans, and now when I say that, I don't mean like every other before OnlyFans creator that just used Patreon and stuff, even though I'm almost 100% sure that she did use Patreon. That's not really what I meant. It's more like she was a little ahead of her time, I think, because of her assets on screen. I'm sure editing me will go ahead and include a couple of those for you guys. But, it's kind of like there was that going on. Before that was really like the meta of YouTube, pre Belle Delphine, pre all of that, right? So that was pretty much that, pre Mia Malkova joining YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that. It was like that. So she was doing that obviously way before a lot of people. So it's interesting, and it's kind of carried over because obviously now I would say that she probably prioritizes that a lot more than YouTube. Her things like OnlyFans and whatever else is out there. I couldn't be asked to look for more than the OnlyFans, but I'm sure she probably prioritizes that more, mostly because she probably makes way more money off of that than she does off of YouTube, because that's just kind of her whole channel, her whole like character, identity, whatever you really want to refer to it as. It's just very sex positive, and so it thrives on something like OnlyFans a lot more than YouTube, because YouTube, hate to break it to you guys, but YouTube is not the most sex positive platform on the planet. They're a little bit restrictive when it comes to that stuff and likes to age restrict anything that talks about anything even remotely close to that. So, it does make sense why you would go to OnlyFans, because you have a lot more freedom over there to not only do what you want, we'll call it, but you can also say a lot more, do whatever. Same with like Twitter and stuff. This is why YouTubers often venture into other social media platforms as well, because there's sometimes a little more freedom, the further out you go. But, that is probably kind of what has led to the, decrease of the channel, especially since this decrease is kind of, maybe incidentally, maybe not on purpose, or, maybe it's just a coincidence, but it is kind of that time that OnlyFans did get popular. It was popular to meme it, but anything that's popular to meme does mean that those same people that are memeing it secretly probably use it. So, it's like they probably just switched over. They were on there. That was what's blowing up. YouTube kind of falling off. We'll have to see where it is in a year or whatever, but it's not looking great. It's not looking amazing. It's definitely not a positive graph. It's definitely negative. So, yeah, that's, I guess, what happened. It's also just possible that all of the 12-year-old boys that were going through puberty, grew up and realized that there were far better, whoa, what the hell just happened? Far better alternatives to, getting that out of their system rather than watching some lady on YouTube. But, who knows? Maybe, I'm sure that there's still 12-year-olds out there. That's probably 90% of the subscriber base, but it is what it is, right? Everybody moves on. It's a weird world that we live in, but, thank you guys so much for watching. It means a lot to me. As always, have a wonderful rest of your day. I am so happy that we did hit 400 subscribers. That just happened. I don't know when this video is going out, but there will be a 400 subscriber, I can't talk. There will be a 400 subscriber special soon, if it hasn't already came out. It should be, soon or coming out, but we did just hit it, at least when I'm recording this, like a couple days ago, and I couldn't be happier. So, I'm excited. Let's keep pushing for that 500 though. If we can get even close to it by the end of the year, I'll be happy. If we can get over like 450 or something, I would be pretty excited. But thank you guys so much for watching. It means a lot to me. As always, have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.